Is September 20th, 23. Again today. Again today. I go out with my neighbor. We were talking about the drug cartels. Well, I mentioned the Detroit boys. She's like, oh, I've heard about the Detroit boys. They're really bad. She said, I have friends in Canton. They broke in their house. They beat this guy's wife really bad. And they wanted to take over their house, and they wanted their house, so they beat her really bad. And I said, is she okay? She said, well, eventually she died. And he died later of lung cancer. But they wanted their house, so they broke in and beat her real bad. That's who beat and raped me. The one that impersonated they were federal officers in protective custody. She said there's several drug cartels down here. She said it's really dangerous. I've heard of several of them. Okay? I'm not the only one. See, they already took my house manager, Melissa's niece, and they killed Lori's family member and left how they cut her up in pieces. The Florida gang does that. Now, these people, when they call retired Judge Pete, he is no longer a judge, hasn't been a judge for years. I want you to address him correctly. He is serial rapist Pete. He is scam artist Pete. He is heroin or crack dealer Pete. Address him for who he is. He's a serial rapist Pete. He is a scam artist Pete. He is a human trafficking Pete. That's who he is. Address him correctly. He has no title. He's retired. Instead of making an honest living, he's out scamming people, drug, beating, raping them. And then the human traffickers, like the human trafficking judge in retired judge in Florida. Give him the title he's meant to be. Human trafficking Pete, serial rapist Pete, heroin crack addict Pete, sextortionist Pete. Put him for who he is. For who he is. And for the crimes he did, and put the title that is the crimes he did. He has no authority. He is not a judge. He is retired. And he's committed heinous crimes for his daughter to get everything. And his daughter broke up with my ex-husband 4 years ago. Right after the divorce, it was no longer fun. She was 18 and he's 60, as if they stay together. Like they said in Walmart 62 last week, we all know retired Judge Pete and Michelle took the kill money. They got the 25 grand. And instead of killing her, they framed her. Well, people were following me around again today, so I went through the list of the drugs and told to say stuff. People that went to the police, the framing, the photoshopping of shower scenes. Well, people scatter. Because when you put it down to that, and that they have laughed, and then how they laughed at everybody for falling for it, sold videos of it, sold videos of them asking the FBI, daring the FBI to fix it. And what are those agents going to say? We fell for a drug scam from a retired judge that's stalking people in their home and drug beating, raping them. I've never talked to him. I only know who he is because his picture was on the wall 9/18/19 talking to Ludick. Judge Timothy Ludick, they're friends. They were in the back. His picture was on the wall that day, and I thought, that's that little white Santa Claus following me around. Because I wouldn't have known who he was. Can't touch anything with a conflict of interest. It gets thrown out. You can't do it for your daughter that's dating my ex-husband. It was my husband at the time. Can't touch anything for that. You can't take the law into your own hands and twist it either. And go in and run a big sextortion scam on somebody. Go in and rape them, drug them up. Like the feds don't know about LSD. Like they don't know about roofies and amnesia drugs. Do you know what they're doing now is a form of brainwashing? Back in the 60s, cults and gangs used to grab people, drug them up with LSD, tell them to say a bunch of stuff, and a bunch of other amnesia drugs, and then have people harass them and scream stuff at them to brainwash them. It's a form of brainwashing what they're doing. Running around saying, well, they drugged her and told her, say this, rah, 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 rah. It's a form of brainwashing. It's what they're doing. It's a form of brainwashing. Trying to convince you that you said something you didn't and you never talked to anybody. In January of 19, in Walmart 62, some of the guys that watch me remember the truth. They'll try to implant lies. They'll try to steal everything you have in life. Okay? They'll even try to implant false memories. Okay? The agent is so corrupt, he'll try to steal your money. He'll actually try to steal the settlement. He's actually that corrupt. In, what was it, February or March of 19? In the mall, they called him a paid off dirty agent, that they paid him off. That's where my friend from the prosecutor's office, they had to pay off that agent really big for him not to arrest him the first day. They should have got RICO charges. They should have got stalking, drugs, kidnapping, and attempted extortion. As if some retired judge with no authority can kick in people's doors. As if he could stalk them. And he wouldn't go to jail for stalking. Stalking tapes admissible? No. They're done for the girlfriend, by the girlfriend's dad and his drug friends. A big drug scam on the wife. Huh? They should have been arrested the first day. Admitting to stalking me. Do you know they have it up on, I was doing research on Google, that people that break in and stalk somebody with button cameras, they go on to be like Ted Bundy, serial killers. They become a serial rapist. And then serial killers. Because they can't control their lust, then they finally kill the victim. They're stalking. These people are so vile, as if a retired judge could break in and date rape drug somebody, amnesia drug them with a drug cartel and not go to jail. And lie they have sodium pentothal reports. They have admitted they photoshopped everything from the shower scene in the other room to the amnesia drugs that where they lie and they had sodium pentothal reports, true serum, and here they're date rape drugging me, amnesia drugging. The FBI saying they didn't know about amnesia drugs. They didn't know about LSD that's been around for 60 years, coke, bunch of other drugs, even high doses of like Xanax and other ones can cause amnesia. You're sleepwalking? They didn't know about amnesia drugs? They didn't know about roofies? They don't know? Because I talked to sheriffs and they knew about them. Those amnesia drugs are so bad they could have drugged up the people and told them to take down the towers, and they did what they were told with no memory. My coworker, Dar, had a set of twins. One had died. She was grieving really bad. Her friends talked her into getting a babysitter and take her friend's night out. She ordered a drink at a bar. They said she took a drink. She acted a little happy. They were trying to give her some space because she was grieving. Eventually, but she was acting fine. Eventually, a group of people they didn't know walked up. She was talking fine to them. She eventually left it with them. She found herself in a puddle of pee. She got herself home. She was throwing up, dizzy, really sick, and she said really messed up. The next, 2 months later, she went to the doctor. They told her she was pregnant. She's like, how could I be pregnant? I have not had sex with anyone. She said, it's not that I don't love my son, but after that baby died, I never wanted a baby again. And I don't know what happened to me. She said, my friends told me what happened, and I don't even remember talking to those people. My neighbor, Mike, came up to me about a year and a half ago. I had walked out of my apartment in the morning, and he's like, I got a problem. I don't know how I got home. I'm like, go sleep it off. He's like, you don't understand. I've been sitting there for hours. I don't know how I got home. I'm like, what do you remember? The second beer. I'm like, just go sleep it off. He said, you don't understand. And he starts pulling money out of his pocket. I got $80. I'm like, you better check your bank. He pulls it out, and his phone, and he looks it up. He said, well, I took 100 out. But what was in the box with mustard? And how did I change my shoes? And then I'm like, you better go sleep it off. I thought, my God, they've roofied him. And then he said, I used to be a New York cop, and you're pretty. I'm like, you really need to go sleep it off. Okay? Well, he told me the next day he felt like he had the flu. He was really sick. Went back down to that bar, and then said in the middle of the second beer, they said he started talking crazy. Told people he was an astronaut, nice to some people, told other people to F off. Apparently drove around high all night. The whole thing of it is, why did he change his shoes? Did they strip him naked and rape him? The ones that work with Henry Mafia are gay. Did they take naked pictures of him? Because why did he take his shoes off? They're rapists. They're serial rapists. They're human traffickers. What did they do to him that he doesn't remember? That's how vile these people are. See, that's where on the 6th day we're up there, somebody kicked in our door while we were at the storage unit. By the next week, I'm covered in bruises, throwing up, dizzy, heart racing. I went out to mow the lawn where I could mow the lawn at Lennox like it was nothing before we moved up there, and I was fine. All of a sudden, I almost pass out in front of the neighbor. Comes running over, can I help you? I kept saying, I don't know what's wrong with me. Well, I'll mow your lawn for you. I don't have money to pay you. Oh, I'll just mow it for you. I said, I feel bad. And then he starts making small talk about a grown son and da-da-da-da-da. He's like, I'll just mow it for you. I said, I feel bad. He's like, neighbors don't pay each other. I'll just do it for you. I finally gave in. Everybody knew it happened. I had giant bruises I couldn't explain, throwing up, heart racing, a severe migraine headache, and a severe swollen personal infection until I can't hardly go to the bathroom. I went to Altman Family Physicians all summer long. I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't even know where all these marks are coming from. Did you fall? No. Well, maybe you're becoming anemic. You know how bad I hurt? I was being drugged, beaten, raped. I could hardly pee from the infection. I was on pills and creams. Stuff will treat the symptoms, the headache, the nauseousness, severe personal infection pills and creams. Gave me iron pills for being drugged, beaten, raped. They weren't putting it together. Somebody was breaking in my home, drugged, beaten, raping me. They're fake sodium pentothal reports. We have true serum. They were amnesia drugging me, telling me to say stuff. The first month of the case, an old man walked up to me for every idle word. No, by November, I'd say of 18 at the latest. For every idle word you tell on us, I'll turn it on you. I'm like, who are you? I'm in Walmart 62 by Wood Forest in front of the cop. I'm like, who are you? He said, you try to leave Dave, I'll list your child molester. I'm like, who are you? He said, you know that bruise on your leg? Now I woke up with another big bruise on me. And I've been throwing up that morning. I'm like, yeah? He's like, I use sodium pentothal on you. It's a lethal outlaw drug you lie under. You admit to Pearl Harbor. Okay? He said, you know what you told me? I never talked to him. He broke in my house, picked my bedroom lock, and stabbed me with a date rape drug. It's called needling someone. They use it in bigger towns, in nightclubs. I did research. It's called needling someone. You jab him, it works faster. It lasts for 4 to 6 hours. He said, you told me you were wearing this one nightgown. You bent over him properly once. They accidentally seen your butt. And you had a life of pain because of it. And I'll list you a child molester for that. You tried to leave Dave. He worked for my ex-husband. Got away from him. My house is legally bugged. I go home and I'm like, Dave, I always wore the grandma nightgown, underwear, and a housecoat when the grandkids are over. I know that. Leggings, sweater, and a housecoat when the grandkids are over. I know that. I said, besides the grandma nightgown down to my knees, and some laces I kept for you, I replaced everything last year. It was my 50th birthday. I treated myself. He said, I know that. I said, years ago. I said, I had the grandma nightgown, underwear, and a housecoat on. And I said, you were helping me fix the DVD player. And they made fun of the back of my knees. Grandma, what's on the back of your legs? Varicose veins. I got them when I had your daddy. Here, hope Papa, I get changed. We were video chatting. They only seen the back of my knees. I know that. What's wrong with this? He drugged me and told me to say that crazy stuff in front of the investigators. That's where, on Sunday, some of the officers follow me around, okay? What are these people doing? We looked her up. She's an informant. It's documented. They only made fun. The worst thing she did wrong was bend over improperly. They only seen the back of her knees. And so it's documented some old man was drugging her up before. FBI informant. See, June of 19, Liberty House shared the main officer over my protected custody case. Tall white man with white hair, heavy set, told the North Canton Jackson police the worst thing you ever did wrong, honey, is bend over and probably we can wipe that one out. Because they only seen the back of my knees. It's documented in the protected custody case. My whole family spoke highly of me. And when I confronted Dave, he defended me. Karen, you're good to the kids, you're good to the grandkids. You wouldn't hurt anyone. You're good to everyone. No matter who it is. You'd never hurt anyone. Defends me more than once, and the police taped him. See, about a month ago, outside of Kohl's, a main officer was talking to this lady. He said, none of this is funny. We weren't allowed to tell her the FBI left her up there. She said, did her ex-husband defend her? He said, yes, we taped him. So did I. He said, did anybody ever talk to her? He said, no. She said, then they had to have framed her before. He said, it's verified that she was framed before. And he said, she said, none of this is funny. The FBI left her up there. He said, I know that. He said, someone started saying no one was allowed to help her, and so we were only randomly checking on her, and we found out all those things happened to her, and everybody feels bad. He said, he said it was verified that it was a medication error that made her sick before. And it is verified that somebody else was using her insurance before. She's like, none of this is funny. The FBI left her up there. He said, I know that. See, that's where a week ago Monday, on the 11th, I was in Aspen Dental. One of the officers from the case showed up and said, we all feel bad. We all know that agent left her up there. We found out the way he talked to her, and then we found out he didn't even pay her. He had to have done all this just to steal from her. See, December 2nd, 22, in Wendy's Alliance, one of the officers assigned to me is the one, and talking to a guy, is that the one that church tried to have killed? He said, yes. He said, I heard she didn't get any money out of this. He said, no, it's the one guy from the case stealing every dime since the first day. See, these people aren't thinking straight. You can't even touch anything with a conflict of interest. You can't do it because your daughter's dating somebody's husband. You go to jail for 1 to 10 years and up to $1 million fine for touching anything with a conflict of interest. A retired judge has no authority. He's just Pete. He's no longer a judge. He's a retired one with no authority. He's just Pete. Okay? Like they said in Walmart 62 last week, we all know that retired Judge Pete and Michelle got the kill money. They got the 25 grand. Instead of killing her, they framed her and did this. They announced that in Walmart 62. Mm-hmm. As if a retired judge could break in somebody's home, stalk them, peeking Tom tapes, voyeurism, on his own for his baby girl. Him and the drug cartel. To break in and rape drug somebody, tell them to say something stupid so they're sleepwalking, Photoshop a shower scene, and drug them up and tell them to say stuff, and then laugh in their face, and the drug cartel laugh at everyone for falling for it, take videos of them laughing at everybody, and then making fun of the FBI for falling for it, and then daring the FBI to fix it, because they don't think they have enough guts to stand up to a drug cartel and an occult. I thought, SWAT teams. They already all confessed. Everything was them. They made fun of you guys for falling for it. They made fun of the feds. They're going to arrest them, right? Then nothing. I've never talked to these people. I never had them in my home. Since when is it illegal to stalk somebody? Since when don't we have a Fourth Amendment, the right to privacy of your home, and it can't be violated? So why would a retired judge in a drug cartel be able to violate your home and not go to jail for it? Exactly. They should have went to jail for RICO charges the first day. Racketeering, drugs, kidnapping, rape. Because it's legal to drug somebody up and tell them say something. It's illegal to stalk people, right? It's legal to sell sex traffic videos of that victim on porn sites to other people of showering and going to the bathroom, right? Or is that crazy and they should have been arrested the first day? The whole thing's crazy. It's a big drug scam from the drug dealers, human trafficking people. That retired judges, like the retired judge in Florida, that was human trafficking people. He's running human trafficking scams on victims. He should have been arrested the first day. They've made fun of everybody for falling for it. Boy, when I went through from the drugs and told to say stuff to people making police reports to the police already documented that I was framed before. See, that's where that mean officer told him it's already verified she was framed before. Because she said, did her ex-husband defend her? He said, yes. He said, if he defended her, and has she talked to anybody? No. Then they framed her before. It's verified they framed her before. They admitted they framed me. They admitted they drugged me and told me to say stuff. They admitted they erased some guy named Chris out of the room. They admitted they photoshopped everything and then laughed at everybody how they made fools out of them. And how they made a fool out of FBI agent John and cackled about him and sold videos of it. This is our nation's disgrace of the legal system while drug cartels are running wild, hurting people and killing them. And people are such big fools around here that they fall for the biggest scams in the world. And that agent stole $295,000 from my case. Even Michelle has told people to knock it off September 3rd, 23 outside of Kohl's. These people better not be saying stuff to her. That idiot already confessed he photoshopped everything. November 18th, 22, Walmart 62, one of the drug dealers, Eric. For all the tapes before were me and not her. It was my idea to come up with it, my idea to say it, my idea to do it. For all these people turn on and they fell for it. They taped him. The police already had his confession. He goes to parties. June 30th, 23, they were talking about him out in Mesker's Park. How he makes fun of how he made fools out of all these people for falling for his sauna tapes before. And how he made fools out of all these people. June 7th, 23, the Occult Lighthouse Tabernacle made fun of FBI agent John, how they made a fool out of him and fooled him with their stunner tapes before and cackled like jackasses. And sold videos of them mocking the feds. I thought, SWAT teams, right? You're going to get the bastards finally. Because since when is it legal to stalk somebody in their home? Since when is it legal to date rape drug them with amnesia drugs and tell them to say something stupid? Since when is it legal to Photoshop shower scenes and sex traffic videos and to human traffic and beat and rape somebody? That Fed should have arrested them the first day. They can't just go around being criminals and hurting people. He should have arrested them. Like my friend from the prosecutor's office, they had to pay off that agent big time. They had to pat his pocket good for him not to arrest him. I'm going to upload this.